Do I have any Tatooine fans in the audience? Vulcan? Gallifrey? So I'm a big fan of these alien worlds too, but I do think they're all kind of similar. In fairness though, I think most ecosystems on Earth are kind of similar too. That's because they all share the same energy source, the sun. Plants photosynthesize and make that energy available to animals. But that's not the only way to power life. Don't get me wrong, I adore Spock and the Doctor, but the biologist in me just wants a little more alien in my aliens. And there are some biological communities here on Earth that, to me, in some ways seem more alien than much of what we see in sci-fi. And I like to call these the awesomely alien. And this is a designation that can be applied to science or science fiction, and it has two requirements. The first is that the organisms can't look like people, because that's just boring. And the second is that the energy source can't be the sun. Extraterrestrial life certainly could be solar powered. I just think it's going to be a lot more interesting if it's something we're less familiar with. So for my research, I traveled to the bottom of the ocean where there's no sunlight and the animals are pretty weird. The inspiration for the Alien movie actually comes from a deep sea crustacean about this big named Phronima. But that's not alien enough for me because, like most deep sea animals, Phronima's energy comes from the sun. It just has to slowly trickle down from the surface. There are some animals in the deep sea, though, that have a totally different energy source. So I study hydrothermal vents, which are underwater volcanoes where microbes eat and breathe chemicals from inside the Earth. Some of them even subsist on rocks, just like the Horta that Kenda mentioned. So this is a really extreme environment, but instead of plants doing photosynthesis, we have microbes doing chemosynthesis that support it. So in this environment, we have unimaginable pressure, scorching heat, toxic chemicals, but life thrives. And a lot of these species meet the definition for awesomely alien. One example, vent tube worms have no mouth, no gut, no anus. Just think about that for a second. Instead, they have billions of bacteria that provide them with a lifetime supply of energy in exchange for bringing in chemicals from these vents. There's a shrimp called Rimicaris that finds its way to the most appetizing bacteria-covered parts of these vents by being able to literally see heat, kind of like Predator, through eye-like organs underneath its clear shell. My last example is a Yeti crab that can farm bacteria on hairs on its claws by dancing through these chemical vents. I love this stuff. Now, one of the main reasons that we study awesomely alien worlds like this is to get a better understanding for where we might actually find extraterrestrial life. Personally, I hope we go looking for vents on Europa, just like in Europa Report, but hopefully with less dying. And in the meantime, I hope that you all keep your eyes open for the awesomely alien in your science fiction, and let me know what you find. Thanks.